I have to say, this is such a surprising journey. I found this part two really took on a different tone in some ways. It's so different from your normal like heroic story. I love the theme of redemption. How did you approach this story, especially in telling it in part two?
Yeah, I mean, I think the thing to sort of keep in mind is that it was written as a single story, right? And so I think you really can get a sense of that as you watch the film, because certainly movie one is gathering the team and, bringing them back to the village. And movie two is really just about us figuring out the why of the battle, and also the why of the people that are fighting it. And I think that was really the thesis of the movie, for me, was to just understand these characters and understand what is worth dying for and what is worth fighting for. And I think that's kind of what that's sort of the journey that our characters are on, also with their relationship to the village, and that they see the village is really a weird mirror that's held up to them that makes them sort of contemplate, the road that they've taken to get here.
Well, I know this is all one filming set piece, basically, but like the action in this one is so huge. The set pieces are so huge. Was there a piece that was especially difficult to pull off that felt rewarding when it was done?
Yeah, no, well, I think that there's two things. First of all, it's difficult to do a giant sequence in a movie that is sort of singular. It's more difficult to do it when it's sort of happening, when there's two battles happening sort of, at the same time in different places, but that are related to each other, because all the timing has to kind of work out so that, that part, I was pretty happy with the way that we were able to kind of construct these two, well, actually there's three fights, because the Nemesis battle is kind of, there's like, three fronts all kind of interconnected. And I think that was the most difficult thing, was just kind of making all that land and having it all happen at the same time. And then I just think physically, for me, all the fight on the Dreadnought was the fun. It's just fun. If you're a dork, you get a chance to like do fights on like a spaceship. I mean, it's just cool.
Sophia and Mikhail had great things to say about that epic scene.
Oh yeah, no, they by the way, and they did a great job. I mean, just between all of the stuff that I asked them to do just on the ship and getting off the ship and fighting and all that craziness is, they really were rolling with it quite awesomely.
Well, the obvious question here is, what happens next? Is there a definitive plan for when and how part three comes about?
Well, definitely a definitive plan for what happens. We're trying to figure out schedule and stuff like that, but absolutely excited if there's more Rebel Moon in the offing. We definitely are ready to go. So yeah, Shay and I and Kurt have been meeting quite a bit to talk about 3 and 4 and 5 or whatever it is.
And last question I want to know is, what about the director's cut? Is that a...
Yeah, the director's cuts. Yeah, the director's cuts will come out later this summer. I'm just finishing them up now. They're both 1 hour longer than, so it's 6 hours total. Both of them are about 3 hours. I think movie one is about 3 hours and 15 minutes, and movie two is just under 3 hours. But yeah, it's a lot. It's an incredible amount. We shot a lot of additional scenes that aren't in the movie at all. A lot of the director's cut is it's even different takes of dialogue. I consider it more of like an alternate universe version more than an extended version, because it's literally, the timeline is different. The events actually happen in different orders. So it's a really different experience, I think.
Amazing. Thank you so much.